Hello and welcome back to the Find Your Feet podcast, a podcast show dedicated to helping you get closer to your true authentic self by helping you find your feet in life. Welcome to episode 42.
Yes, today we're covering a topic that you guys have been actually asking us to speak about for a while now, and it's a topic we absolutely love, so we're so excited to get into it.
Yes, you asked, we delivered. Today we are talking about meditation, why we love it, what it does for your body, why it's so good, and how you can meditate, because we put on our Instagram stories the other week saying, what do you want us to chat about on the podcast? Because obviously we want to make sure that you guys are getting the info that you want from Finding Your Feet. And so many of you said meditation. And we've just never thought to do an episode about it. I think when you're like so ingrained in doing something, you think, I don't know, you just don't think to talk about it. But actually, it's such a fascinating thing to do. And it's got so many amazing benefits. It's changed both of our lives. So we're very excited to speak about it today. So thank you to everyone that suggested this. This was all of your guys' idea.
Yeah, if you're one of those people that aren't too much like motivated to meditate, then after you've listened to this episode, you're going to be clued up and you're going to be ready to start your journey.
You're going to be ready to become a monk. Jokes.
Okay, anyway, before we get into the episode, we're just going to read our Apple Podcast review of the week. So this review is from JJJ46. It says, thumbs up emoji. The latest podcast where you touch on neuroplasticity and limiting beliefs has honestly given me so much optimism for the future. I've been struggling with my mental health through lockdown, and these podcasts are refreshing to listen to. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, thank you, JJJ46. Big up yourself. That was a lovely review. I'm really glad that we've been helping you in lockdown. I'm really sorry, guys. Me and Abby have got the giggles today. We were meant to record this episode 3.5 hours ago. We've been on Zoom for the last 3 hours having the maddest conversation that we probably should have recorded because it was probably very interesting for you guys to hear, but we didn't. So yeah, sorry, we've got the giggles today, but that's okay. But thank you so much, JJ46. That was a really great review, and I'm really glad that we've been helping you through lockdown. Great news. And if you want to be featured in a review of the week next week, guys, all you have to do is scroll down your phone on Apple Podcasts and leave us some feedback. And we might read your review out at the beginning of the next episode.
Yeah, go and leave us a review and let us know your thoughts.
Although I'm a bit gutted, guys. Okay, somebody in the community, although they're not a member of the community now.
Yeah, they're not a true finder.
They've left us a 1 star. A 1 star. They have not written a comment, but they've just clicked 1 star. So now we had a kill streak of 5 stars consistently ever since we started, and now we're on to 4.9, and I don't know if I can go on. My sense of identity has been destroyed. I'm in bits, guys.
Yeah, somebody help Grace and go and bump it up by leaving us some more 5 stars. And whoever left the 1 star, go and have a good think about what you've done.
Yeah, how can you? Anyway, we're not bitter over here. All feedback is welcome, even 1 stars.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into our chat today, all about meditation, we've just got one more thing to tell you guys about. The people that make this podcast possible, our sponsor, BetterHelp. That's help, HELP. And their mission is to help you start living a happier life from today.
Yes, BetterHelp is a professional online counselling service, and they'll set you up with a therapist in under 48 hours. And then if it turns out that you actually don't like your therapist, you can even change for free.
Yes, they're a professional, secure online counselling service available for clients all over the world. You can sign in and access your account at any time and contact your therapist, and you'll always receive a really quick response. It's so easy to set up weekly video or phone sessions with your therapist. You literally get the professional support and guidance from a licensed counsellor and therapist from the comfort of your own home, which is absolutely perfect given that right now we're still in a lockdown in the UK, and you might need a bit of emotional support, a bit of guidance from a professional person that can really help you. So BetterHelp is the perfect option if you feel like you need that.
Yeah, and they're also way more affordable than your traditional offline counselling. There's over 1 million people actually using BetterHelp today. So if you do want to check out any of the reviews to see what they're all about, you can go to betterhelp.com/reviews.
Yeah, I love how affordable they are because it really, they stick to what their value is to help you start living a happier life today, because they make therapy so much more accessible for so many people with the price point that they're at. And also they set you up with a therapist in under 48 hours. So all you do is you go on the website, you fill out a quiz, like a questionnaire, and basically they just build a picture about who you are, what are your needs, what do you need help with, and they'll assign you with a therapist that is like perfectly suited to you, because as this is a service available for clients all over the world, they've got a huge range of therapists with different expertise. So there's somebody out there on that website that's perfect to help you with whatever kind of issue you've got that you want to work out. So, and they're so affordable, like Abby said, they're way more affordable than traditional offline counseling. And to make them even more affordable, they are kindly giving our listeners 10% off their first month of therapy. All you need to do is go to the link betterhelp.com/finding your feet. That's betterhelp.com/finding your feet. The link is in the show notes, so you can easily go and get started. And you just go onto that link, it'll automatically take the 10% off your first month. But it's amazing. I've done therapy before, changed my life. So glad that I did it, and it's amazing. So if you need some support with your mental health, you want to take charge of your mental health, BetterHelp is a great option. They're high quality therapists, affordable price points, and you can get it from your own home really quickly. So just go to the link in our show notes. And if you have any more questions about BetterHelp, come and chat to us on Instagram. Or if you want to know more about if therapy is for you, as I have done it before, and I am a huge advocate for it, come and chat to us on Instagram. I'm more than happy to give you some advice or tips if you need anything. But let's get on with the episode.
Okay, so as we said, meditation is something that you guys ask us about quite a lot and you've asked us to speak about. And I feel like it is a topic that people are so curious of, but a lot of people stand in their own way. So that's why we really wanted to do this episode, to explain to you the benefits of meditation, like scientifically proven ones, and also the kind of benefits that we feel like we get, how you can actually start meditating if you haven't yet, and also just some really practical tips to kind of dive you into it.
Yeah, because we love meditating. I don't remember how or when it was years ago, but I don't remember how I got introduced to meditation. But I definitely started on the Headspace app, which is a great place to start. You probably will have heard about that app. It's very, very popular. But it's just such a good practice that is now instilled in my everyday, and I can't not do it now. Like, I really notice when I don't do it. Like, I have to do it every day, because the person I am after I do it, when I'm doing it every day, is the person that I want to be all the time, because you're just a better version of yourself, and you see the world in such a calmer, better way. You just experience life in such a better way. There's so many benefits, which we'll go into, but so many people just don't even start because they're like, meditate. I couldn't sit still for 5 minutes. Like, and they just stop themselves before they've even tried. And you can. And it's not about being like a master meditator and going in and meditating for 30 minutes on your first go. It's about starting small, like 2 minutes, and building up, and just knowing that you're not just meant to sit there and not have any thoughts. That's what everyone thinks, that you're not meant to have any thoughts. You are always going to have thoughts, but it's the practice that helps you like disidentify with your thoughts, which is why it's so perfect. You know, when we have negative thoughts, anxious thoughts, stress thoughts, that's why meditation is the perfect thing to be doing, especially right now during lockdown, when the news is pretty scary and there's a lot of fear going around, and it's easy to feel really negative and worried about the world. And meditation is that practice that just brings you back to stillness. And it's that's why I've started doing it every day now, because I think as we've been in this lockdown for so long, and like all these different tiers, it's just become like my saving grace.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like if I could recommend someone to do one thing, like literally anything to help with their mental health, I would recommend meditation above everything. I think it's so, so important. And in today's society, we're not really like stuff like meditation and breathwork is not pushed at all. It's something that you have to kind of find yourself. But if you actually look at the history of it, and you look from thousands of years ago and how our ancestors were, like, we breathe, it sounds like a bit wild, but we actually breathe really differently. And the way that we breathe now is not very effective for our well-being. So, I mean, that is like a mindful in itself. But basically, in like in the most simple sense, meditation is has got so many benefits in terms of like mental health. It's going to like slow down your thoughts. You can recognize your emotions better and everything like that. But it's actually really good for your physical health. Like the benefits are absolutely endless. So that's why I think it's really crucial that, especially in lockdown when we have so much time, trying to implement a habit such as meditation will transform your life more than you'd ever imagine.
Yeah, I feel like I've got to the point now with meditation where it's part of my everyday, just as like brushing my teeth is. Like it's,
Mm.
I don't think about it. I don't decide I'm going to meditate. I just am every day. The same way you don't decide, oh, should I brush my teeth today? No, obviously you're going to brush your teeth every single day. That's the level I've got to now with my meditation habit. There's no decision anymore. It's just a thing that is done every single day. And what you were saying, the endless benefits of meditation, I feel like the more you do it, the more that you experience the benefits. And obviously we've been meditating for years, so we're fully experiencing the benefits, which is why we can list them off to you today, which is going to get you well pumped and ready to go and meditate as soon as this episode's finished. But it's just an amazing practice. It really is, and it should be pushed more on people because it solves so many of your problems. And yeah, it's just mad. It's so simple, but the effects are phenomenal.
I think as well, the more you do it, it becomes more non-negotiable, because once you do it more, like say we've experienced it, you experience the benefits and then you realize how different you are when you don't do it. And then that's how it becomes part of your daily routine that you're actually not going to change. But it's all about pushing past that barrier of starting and then experiencing the benefits and then seeing how much you love it and then realizing that it's actually part of who you are, and then you will want to do it every day.
Defo. So, why do you love to meditate, Abby?
So I love to meditate because, for one, my meditation is like completely my time. Like nobody else needs me in that 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever I'm doing. I'm focusing like every single bit of my attention on myself. Whereas I feel like sometimes maybe you can like be with a friend, you'll be mindful, you're in the moment, but you're still like interacting with energy, you're still kind of giving a part of yourself away. So when it comes to meditation, you are solely giving yourself that time. And I think there's something really beautiful about you saying, actually, yes, today I'm going to give myself that 10 minutes to just focus on myself, focus on my own thoughts and feelings. And yeah, basically just honor yourself in a different way.
Yeah, defo. I feel like meditation has definitely strengthened my like relationship with myself, like connection to self, my like self-love levels, because I guess it's that practice of that you're showing you that you're worth the time to spend on like bothered, like nobody speaking to you, nothing, like unstimulated, everything, that you deserve that time, just 10 minutes a day to just be with yourself, like your time. And I think just the you showing yourself that you deserve that by doing it every single day also just makes you, yeah, like just that bond with your inner self. Your inner self is like, oh, thank you for giving me 10 minutes of your time and letting me quiet my mind. And also I just think like you have a lot of like reflections and breakthroughs, penny drop moments, deep thoughts pop up when you're meditating, because as you're quieting your mind and all the busyness quietens, you kind of get to what's under the surface and uncover things. And even in that, like you really then strengthen your relationship with yourself and your self-love levels. Like I know that so many people listen to this podcast that are like curious about self-love and want to love themselves more. We all need to love ourselves more, but meditation is definitely a huge part of that, because you just, it's like this time to just quieten the noise and the buzz, and you like connect with your like intuition and the whispers of the universe and what your like heart is telling you, and you just connect and you get these like messages and but usually from like yourself, but it's because you don't ever have the time to like be still to listen to it and to connect to your intuition and hear what you need to be doing. And it's just very beautiful. You just get in touch with yourself more. People talk about finding, this is the Find Your Feet podcast. People are like, I'm going to find myself in Thailand or something. You can find yourself on your bedroom floor while you're meditating. You can go to Thailand as well if you want, but meditation is powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like saying you're worth it, like you're worth spending that time.
Mm.
And as well, so another thing with what I really get from it is it helps me practice presence, which lately we've been discussing quite a lot how all we have is the present moment. And I feel like when you first hear that, you're like, what? Like, but then the more you think about it, the more you realize, like, oh my God, all we have is the present moment. So basically, how we always explain that there's no point worrying or being anxious about the future or the past because then you're missing the present moment and that's all you have. So being in meditation really helps still the mind and remind you to just be present and be all there. And I think a lot of people trip up on this because when they start trying to meditate, they notice that all the thoughts are kind of racing around and they think, well, I'm not kind of being present. I'm thinking about this, thinking about that. But there's ways to get around that. Like you can have like little mantras, like one that I've started doing recently. So I've been meditating more recently and so I'm really trying to get into it more and get into a meditative state a little bit quicker than I usually do because I'm really into it at the minute. So one mantra that actually came to me a few weeks ago and I keep repeating it is when I'm in the meditation and say I'm into it and then I can feel like some thoughts arising which are totally irrelevant. I'll just say just be here and then I'll repeat just be here, and it's just reminding myself that just be here in this present moment, just be in this meditation, just honor yourself, and then straight away that takes the thoughts away because you're saying something else, like you're not thinking of the thoughts because you're saying just be here. And I think it's really, really effective. And through that, you might not realize, you might think, oh, I'm just practicing being here in this meditation on my floor. But when you're doing that, you're actually training your mind to be more present. So then when you go for a walk with your friend or you go and meet someone, you're actually going to be way more present because you've practiced that like every morning, every evening. You know how to be present in the moment, and you're gonna give so much more to your relationships, to your friendships, because
Mm,
you're there in
definitely.
that present moment. And like we were listening to on this podcast today, Marissa Peer was saying that all people want, all children want, all family want, they just want you to be there, just to be heard, be there with them. So it's really important to build like really effective relationships that you practice presence so that you can just be there with that person.
Yeah, definitely. Like, so important to be fully present with people and make them feel seen, to have a like high quality relationship. But meditation just really focuses the mind. Like, it's so if you like have a challenging thing, maybe you've got a job interview on Zoom to attend or something like that, something that's quite, yeah, challenging and takes up a lot of your adrenaline. Doing like a meditation before will massively impact your performance levels, like because you'll be so much more focused and present in the moment. You'll be focused on exactly what you're doing, and how you perform will literally be so much better. So it's also massively beneficial in like a work sense. Like I sometimes, Gabby Bernstein calls it stop, drop, and meditate. When you're like coming up against like
Right.
negative things, just stop, drop, and do meditation. But I literally did that yesterday. I wasn't coming up against anything negative in my mind, but I was like, right, I've got to do something here that requires me to really quite dig deep into my brain and produce something really good quality. And I've got like one shot basically to do it. So I'm going to refocus my mind. So I literally just got off my chair. I was like sitting in like the office room where I work in. So I don't normally meditate in there, so it's very random. So I literally got off my chair, just moved it aside, just sat down like basically under my desk. I was just sat in front of my desk on the floor. And I just put a meditation on 10 minutes, dropped into that meditative state, refocused the mind, came back up, boom, banged the workout, quick, high quality, done. Because like you drop into that calmer state and you're not as like, there's not as much buzzing, and not only will your relationships be better quality, like your work and everything is much better quality because you are in the present moment, and your mind is much more focused and sharper because it really calms and quietens the mind. But the thing to know is, like with meditation, is you're not going to not have any thoughts. Like you are going to have thoughts in meditation. When we're saying calms and quiets the mind, it doesn't mean you sit there with silent mind and no thoughts. Like I feel like only the most amazing monk people maybe reach that point where they have meditations where they don't think, but that's will take you a long time to get to. But don't expect to have that. Like we don't even have that, and we've been doing it for years. It's not about that. It's about like also recognizing that you are the observer in your mind. Like you disidentify from all the thoughts you have. You realize you are not your thoughts, which is a very powerful thing in itself, just to say, like, you are not your thoughts, you are the observer of your thoughts, and you can pick and choose which thoughts you want to hook into and identify with and which ones you don't. So all the thoughts you have are very random and anxious and irrational, stressed, negative. You do not have to hook into any of those and attach yourself to them and feel the pain of them. You can let them just pass through your mind, come and go. And that's what meditation allows you to do. And you do that in the moment of when you're actually meditating. But then the after effects of it as well, because meditation as a whole, it just like generally just as slowly, you see these effects where it happens so it's like a transition that happens quite slowly and softly that you kind of don't really notice it that much within yourself until you really think about it. But the practice of like 10 minutes a day or 5 minutes, however long you want to do it for, of actually like watching your thoughts come and go like passing clouds, just let them go, and not identifying with them, that just makes, when you come up against difficulties and adversity in your life that bring up difficult emotions, you move through that so much quicker. Like you don't I'm not saying repress your emotions. You feel what you need to feel, but you kind of feel it and move through it and process it and move on much quicker, because you're like practicing every day, basically doing that, where you're like, you might have a horrible thought come up and it might upset you a bit, but then you remember you're the observer of your thoughts and you kind of just let it pass by. And the practice and the skill you're creating from doing that massively benefits you in like just day-to-day life, and just not being as reactive to things and not letting silly things take your peace, like just maintaining that inner peace and that calmness all the time, regardless of what your external environment's doing. And that is so powerful. That is such a powerful level to get to within your mind, to not be triggered much by your external environment and really just cultivating your peace from within. And meditation, regular meditation, that's what gets you there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that becoming the observer of your thoughts is probably like the most powerful thing, I think, because I remember hearing that when I started meditating a few years ago, and I remember using Headspace, and I was using this one for anxiety. And I remember him saying that he was like, you need to be the observer of your thoughts. And at first I was like, what is he on about? And then he explained that, like, imagine you're looking out the window and it's a really rainy day and you see like a person walk past. That is your thought, and you are observing the thought. You're not that person. You're not anger. You're not sadness. You're not whatever. You are just observing it. So I think when you sat in meditation and you have these thoughts kind of go past like clouds, like Grace said, you're observing them and you're saying, all right, that's okay. And it kind of makes you comfortable with them, especially like anxious thoughts. That honestly, that course I did changed the game for me. I've never looked at anxiety in the same way ever since that, because it was like a penny drop moment in my meditation where I was like, I'm not my anxiety. I'm not an anxious person. It's just one anxious thought that's actually just passing me by. And I think the more you realize that, you're not going to kind of let yourself kind of fall into a little pit. Like, I know that sounds hard, but sometimes you can let things like anxiety completely unravel and you're like, how did I end up in this anxious state? But the more you meditate and the more you focus on the fact that you are the observer, you are not your thoughts, you are not anxiety, you're just having anxious thoughts, you create the distance between the two and you don't identify with it. And that within itself is so powerful. And as well, it is something that when you notice that, you might not notice the change straight away, but if you're practicing that every single day within like a year or something, it's something. Meditation is the kind of thing that if you did it like every day for a year and then saw somebody that you hadn't seen in ages, they'd probably say you look different. Honestly, they'd be like, you're holding yourself different. They'd be like, you seem more calm, you've got a different energy. Like, it's just incredible how much it can actually calm you down. And yeah, definitely less reactive as well. I would definitely say I'm so much less reactive ever since I started meditating. It creates distance.
Yeah, it does, between stimulus and response. And it's just such a powerful practice. And like at the beginning of the pandemic, March 2020, I was meditating for so long because I really needed it at that time. Like, I was meditating like for 30 minutes ago, and I probably could have sat there and meditate for longer, but because it just brings you back to yourself. Like, it really helps you work through your stuff. So like when you've got like a confused mind and you're having like loads of thoughts and people say, oh, head's all over the place, meditation is what is going to bring you back to basically clearing out what's in your head and making sense of it all. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I mean, me and I'm sure many other people, we were finally made to stop and slow down. And I was really like evaluating my life and thinking, what am I doing? What have I been doing for the last few years? Where am I want to go? Where do I need to make big changes? And a lot of my big penny drops, where I was allowing myself to listen to my intuition, listen to the whispers of the universe, and really figure out what I need to be doing and what my next step is and what realign my path, was all massively through meditating for long periods of time. It's so powerful. You don't always need to do that, meditate 30 minutes a day. I don't do that now. I just do it when I feel like I need to. Like now it's just like 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. But it literally just puts you back in touch with yourself. It helps you work through your stuff that you can't make sense of and connects you with your intuition. Your intuition is like so powerful. And we'll do an episode all about intuition because there's just so much to say about it. But that is what you should be listening to every day, and what should be guiding your decisions is your intuition. And meditation is a really good way to get in touch with that, because I know, as I've been there, and I know that other people sometimes struggle to connect with your intuition and listen to it and what is it saying and know what it's saying, even when you want to hear it but you seem to can't connect to it. Meditation's a very powerful way to bring that connection back and get quiet and listen to it. So, I mean, there's just so many benefits. You could go on about this all day.
Yeah, we literally could. So should we go into talking a little bit about breath work as well? Okay, so as well as meditation, breath work is slightly different. It's more of, so like some meditations are more like guided meditations, and they might just do a little bit of breath work at the start to tune you into your body. Whereas breath work is more of a practice completely focusing on the breath. And this has like so many benefits for your physical health. And we've been getting more into Breathe with James, who we've had on the podcast before. If you haven't listened to his episode,
legend, absolute legend guy.
Go back and listen to it, because he's just incredible, and I think he's thriving even more. He's just relaunched his website. We just love him. He's so good, and his sessions are amazing, and you can tell that the work that he does is so like well thought out. It's not just random.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. I wasn't, because we only just recently discovered him when we then invited him on the podcast. So I've then obviously since then, that was in August, I think we had him on, and we've been doing his, like, you've obviously actually joined his online studio and everything. We've been doing his sessions more often, and it's just made me realize and respect him so much more. I already had mad respect for him, but even more from what he's doing is incredible. Like, and so many people are hooked on his stuff now, because like they discovered him in lockdown, and they've literally said, you saved me in lockdown, because that is the power of this type of meditation, breath work. And he is the guy to go to if you want to try this out. He does like lives on Instagram, so you can test, you can do it live and don't have to pay for it before, if you don't want to sign up to his studio yet. But he's got a gift. He's so talented at what he does. The level of detail that he takes you through in that breath work, and how he knows it inside and out. So he knows exactly what to do with guiding you to help you release emotions, release anxiety, manifest, visualize your future, like all these different things. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad that we found him and that we've started doing his thing, because that has been a game changer.
Yeah, no, he's incredible. And what I love the most about it is I feel like a lot of people do it and they feel incredible, and they feel like so much emotion has been lifted, and then they're like, okay, cool. Whereas like James knows that, but he actually knows like the scientific reason behind. And I feel like he studies so much, so he knows exactly why your body's having that reaction. Whereas as the kind of consumer, all you need to know is that you literally feel absolutely incredible after it, and you're gonna like elevate your emotions and release all the things you don't need. So I love how there's like so much behind it, but you don't even need to know. You just need to know that you're gonna feel great. But we are actually gonna fill you in a little bit, just some simple things on like why breathwork is so important. So through different breathwork practices, and especially with Breathe with James, it's all about getting you into a parasympathetic state rather than a sympathetic state. So most of our lives, we are going around in a sympathetic state, and this is a fight and flight response. So by getting into a parasympathetic state, which is all through the breath work, which you will be guided through, is to basically calm the body down, and it stops you from overthinking and overworking. So what you will realize when you're doing like breath work, and as well, you can get this from meditation as well, just anything really connecting with your breath. When you've got into that parasympathetic state, you just feel so much more relaxed. You will have penny drop moments where you think, oh my God, this thing that I've been stressing about all day, like it actually doesn't matter at all. And that is what is going on in your body. It is so good for you to get into that parasympathetic nervous system. And as well, we're not, like I said, we're not taught this. We go about our lives like breathing the wrong way. Something me and Grace discovered. Well, I feel like we've always known it, but not like as important as it is. So like recently I've been listening to loads of podcasts kind of mainly on like breath and how we should breathe. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we are not supposed to breathe through our mouths, like at all. It's our mouths are basically like a backup for our nose, but we're not supposed to breathe through our mouths because you get 20% more oxygen through your nose and it filters through like disease, it rejuvenates your cells, like so many benefits. You're literally not supposed to breathe through your mouth. And I was listening to this and I was like, oh my God, why are we not told this?
I know, because like you even get like higher quality sleep, and if you have higher quality sleep, then you have higher quality like cell rejuvenation, restoring your muscles, all that rest, all the amazing processes that happen when you sleep. That is elevated to a new level when you are getting more, when you're breathing through your nose, because you are getting 20% more oxygen. You're getting so much more oxygen into your body whilst you're asleep. It makes your sleep quality so much higher as well. And it's fascinating. We didn't know anything about this, and now every time I go to sleep, I'm thinking, am I breathing through my nose?
Yeah, it's crazy. We'll link the podcast below because the guy that I was listening to, honestly, he was so passionate about this. He was like, we should not be breathing through our mouths. And I was like, literally on my walk, like, oh my God, I should not be breathing through my mouth. But it just makes you think, like, we're not even told this stuff. And he was basically explaining, definitely go listen to it because he explains it in a fantastic way. But he was saying that he's done like decades of studying. And he was saying in 10 years, we are going to look back and we're going to see the damage we've done because we physically, through like all the years and through evolution, through the way we've been breathing, we've actually changed our skull and the structure of our face, and it's not serving us in evolution. So if you go way back to our ancestors thousands of years ago, they breathed in a very different way, and like they had like different mouths, different jaws, perfect teeth, and he's done all this research and it's literally fascinating. So yeah, his one recommendation to anyone will be you need to stop breathing through your mouth.
It's very interesting. Ever since I've heard that and that other podcast where that guy was saying that he tapes his mouth shut at night, and that sounds really extreme. He doesn't put duct tape on his mouth. It's like some weird like sleep tape for your mouth, so that he, because I guess like your mouth could just drop open, like just in whatever position you're sleeping, it could just drop open. You start breathing out your mouth, but he knows the benefits of breathing through your nose so much that he doesn't want to do that, so he tapes it shut so that he just breathes through his nose and gets higher quality of sleep. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But as well, the reason why we're explaining this to you, I know it sounds a bit extreme, but it's because through like breath work and meditation, you are training your body and your mind to breathe effectively in a way that's going to help you. So when you get into stressful situations, your body knows how to react quicker, because basically he was explaining as well that practices like Pilates, yoga, and as well he was saying like high intensity training as well, you are training your breath to be the most effective in stressful situations. So the more you do that, so through like yoga, meditation, and then also through meditation as well, the more you're training your breath in different situations, stressful, more calm, the more that when something happens, like say, for example, say you're in a car crash, God forbid, you're going to know how to react quicker. Your breath has prepared you for this moment. It knows how to calm you down because you've been practicing it every morning or every evening. Like how incredible is that you're training your body and you're training your mind to just like react more effectively in situations.
Yeah, without you even having to think about it. Like, and that's what it is. It's like meditation is like a silent progression. Like you just don't even really realize how far it's taken you ahead in terms of your growth and how much better you feel, because it just happens so gradually, and it's not that it's not obvious, but it's like it's just very understated in its benefits in that sense. So, but yeah, it's honestly amazing. And I think if for anybody that's never heard of breathwork, like I just think breathwork is kind of like a form of meditation. I think you never tried either. Meditation is like where you are just more focusing on breathing in, breathing out, mindful breaths, but your mind is usually being guided to focus on maybe anxiety relief or self-love. You can meditate on different things. You could meditate on manifesting, like you can kind of meditate on different topics, and you can do breathwork sessions on different topics. But the main thing with breathwork is that you are quite intensely doing different breathing patterns that is changing the physiology of your body, so it's more intense than meditating. So we don't like do breath work every day. We do it like a few times a week, but I feel like that's kind of, for us anyway, I feel like that's all that, for me anyway, that's felt like that's enough on the breathwork side, because I always feel like loads lighter the day after. It's really weird. Like you wake up and you feel different the day after breathwork, like you feel really light. But I don't feel like I can need to do that every single day. But the meditation, like 10 minutes myself, guided meditation or whatever, that is what I feel like I need to do every day.
Yeah. I feel like it's really good to have a balance of the two. And as well, one thing with like breathwork and meditation, if you've never really experienced either before, they can literally like make you burst out crying sometimes, which like
Yeah.
might sound crazy. Like I think the first time I did it, I was literally like, what's going on? What's happening? But I think it's just basically that you're connecting to your inner self, you're connecting your breath, and you're saying, I hear you. And then probably some emotions that you may have pushed down that you might not realize you have, they're just going to suddenly come to the surface. But that's good because you're getting them out and you're getting them out of your system.
Yeah, that's why like you feel lighter after breath work, because it really does, the power of the breath really moves the emotions out of you. But also in meditation, it's you having that stillness time that you and you're focusing on your breath as well, and you move yourself into that parasympathetic state, your nervous system into the parasympathetic state, where your body moves into that state where you can restore your body, feel calm and composed. And because your body is in that state and it feels calm, it's not in the sympathetic state, which is fight or flight. So it's not in that, it's in this calm state. It then like signals to your mind, your brain, okay, we're in a really calm state of the body right now. We're incredibly safe. It's safe to process difficult emotions right now. So that is why sometimes you cry randomly in meditations. You sometimes, and breath work, like these, you could meditate and feel okay before, like you do not think you're going to cry. And then you start to cry. But that's really good because you're just releasing, like we trap so much negative emotions inside of our body because our brain just thinks they can't cope with that right now. Lock it away. We'll look at it another day when they're a little bit more ready to deal with that. And meditation, and that's why it's so powerful to do it regularly, because you're constantly putting yourself back in that state to give your body and mind the opportunity to release any emotions you're holding on to that are not serving you, because we can be really brought down by trapped emotions, and how that can even physically manifest into like illness, like that creates stress creates disease. Like it's just so powerful to be regularly giving yourself the opportunity to release those emotions and process it. So don't be freaked out if you start to cry randomly in a meditation. It's very beautiful. Just let it happen. Just let it out, because it's your brain is thinking, right, they're safe right now. They're in a safe space. They're super calm. This is the time. Bring it out. And they're bringing the emotions out. And then you let it out. You let it flow through you. You release it. And then you move on and you feel so much better. It's part of healing. And we come up against difficult emotions like quite a lot in our life. So that's why a regular practice of meditation is really important. So you can just constantly keep flushing them out. And that's why if Abby said before, somebody, you hadn't seen them for a year. So you didn't meditate the last time you saw them, and the next time you saw them, you've done 365 days of meditating. The reason why they'll tell you you've got a different energy is because you are lighter. You have released all that kind of baggage that was built up inside of you, and any new baggage that's come along the way in the year that you've been meditating, you processed it way more effectively because you've been giving yourself the chance to do that, to let it go. So that is why you will not look the same. You will not seem the same. You will not have the same energy. You'll still be you. Obviously, it doesn't change you. You're still the fabulous person that you are, but you're just on another level of fabulousness.
We're really selling it. I don't know who would not want to go and start meditating like right this second.
I know. So we'll round up the episode by giving you some tips now on how to meditate, because I think that's what you guys pretty much asked us in the thing, was how to meditate.
Yeah, and we just basically hammered you how good it is for a while. Now we'll give you some tips.
Yeah, so now we sold you on it. Now I'll tell you how to do it. So it's really very simple. Do not overthink this. And you also kind of have to work. The more you meditate, the more you figure out what circumstances, environments work for you. But we recommend that you sit somewhere quiet where you will not be disturbed, because you want to drop down into your subconscious. You want to drop down into your meditative state. You want to drop down into that relaxed state. You don't want, your cat to be walking through the door and coming and sitting on your lap, even though that's well cute, and disturbing you. Or you don't want like your mum to come in and tell you that dinner's ready or something, or your boyfriend's coming in and say something to you. You want to be somewhere where you can be really quiet and still and be undisturbed, so that you're giving yourself that time fully to relax into this. And also, like, you need like private time when I know you can do like group meditation classes, but I personally think like you drop into it deeper when you're on your own, because you got that privacy. Like, you're not thinking, is anyone around me that can hear me like breathing weird right now? And do you know what I mean? You're not thinking about anything like that. You're not concerned at all with what's going on around you. So you can fully drop into a deeper meditation. So sit somewhere quiet where you not be disturbed and relax into it. Maybe light some candles, incense, get some essential oils out. Not essential, like it. I mean, none of those things are essential. You don't have to do those. Don't overcomplicate it. But if you want to, if it makes you feel more relaxed, drop you into deep meditation, maybe get some crystals. But none of that is needed to have a meditation. You could literally sit on the side of the road and meditate if you wanted to. You can do it anywhere, but there is things that you can do that maybe help you relax more, that might, if you regularly do them, then you'll associate it with meditating and relaxing, and it will help you drop into a deeper state. It's personal preference, but somewhere quiet, undisturbed, relax into it. Maybe light some candles, sit upright. You'll hear people all the time, if you do guided meditation, saying, sit upright, cross your legs or sit on a chair, but sit upright with your spine straight so that you are in alignment. And the reason why, I always just think, why can't I just lie on the floor or whatever? But I realize now, actually, like, the more you sit up straight, the more aligned you are. That's the whole purpose of meditation, is kind of to realign yourself, like realign your mind, your thoughts, calm yourself down, bring yourself back to yourself. So the act of actually sitting up with your back straight in alignment really just emphasizes that you are coming here to meditate, to give yourself the time to align yourself. And I also like to sit with my palms like on top of each other, but open, like facing up towards the sky. And at first I used to find that uncomfortable to sit like that, but the meditation teacher whose meditation I was doing kept saying to do it. And I was like, why? I want to just kind of let my arms hang. But now I've done it, I'm like used to doing it. And now I realize, like, it's so that your palms are up and out, and they're open and ready to receive all the good vibes and all the good energy that you're going to generate in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you're going to do it, of meditating. You're just open your eyes, opening your hands, so you're like ready to receive all the good vibes that you are going to create.
So many tips there. I think as well, with the thing with alignment, if you're going to sit up straight, then like Grace said, properly sit up straight. But if you do feel drawn to lie down, then do lie down, because I do lie down quite a lot, and sometimes it really helps me relax. It just depends what mood I'm in. So definitely if you're sitting up, then sit up in alignment, like Grace said, because it's really important. And then if you're lying down, lie on your back and also lie straight, and then also try and open your palms. So it's like a very similar way, but just led down. And it's funny you said that about the cat, because, my cat keeps disturbing my morning meditation. I literally shut the door. Yeah, I shut the door, and he's like a tank. He can open the door. Like, I don't know where he got his powers from. And then he comes and starts meowing in my face, and I'm like, oh my God. But I just remind myself that everything happens for a reason. It's just testing me.
Yeah, exactly. It's testing your reactivity levels. Have you been meditating enough? Are you going to shout at your cat and tell it to get out? Or are you going to look at it with love and compassion and just know it's just doing its best, and just stroke it and let it be?
Yeah, and just say, I'm grateful for you, kitty. And then as well, so some more little tips. So I've actually just remembered in the book that I'm reading in a minute, The Source by Dr. Tara Swart, amazing book. She was saying, I didn't actually know this, that out of all our senses, like touch, smell, sight, the one that's the most stimulating for memories and for emotions is smell, above everything. And then when I read that, I was like, that makes so much sense, because have you ever smelt something and you just taken right back to a memory, and you're just in the memory?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Yeah, I've done that so many times, and once it actually freaked me out. Like, I was like, "What the hell?" And then it made sense because she literally said it's like way more effective than anything else. So, if you are like trying to get into it, maybe find a scent that relaxes you, and then
Mhm.
try and have that scent every time. So then if you say you do one day and you do really good meditation, you're like, wow, it was amazing. Next day, put on the same oil, the same little spray, you can get them pretty much everywhere. And then that smell is going to help stimulate you back to the kind of emotions. Because I've noticed as well, whenever I've been to meditation classes, like Aisha, who we've had on before, I've been to quite a few of her classes and they're incredible. And she always uses the same scent, which I noticed. She always uses like an orange and she passes it around and everyone has the same smell. So when I go back to her classes, I smell that and it takes me back to the kind of relaxation of the previous class. So, little tip for you there if you are struggling, get a smell. And
Mm.
I would say one thing with meditation is you have to like get out of your own way. Like we always say this, the only person standing in the way of you and your meditation is yourself. Because I always have people, so I've done meditation for a few years, and quite a few of my friends always say to me, Abby, I really want to get into meditation. Like they say it to me all the time, and I'm like, do you? That's really good. I was like, I really think you should. Like, and I always say to them, I really think you should. And then they just don't seem to. And it's literally just because they're in a way they're stopping themselves. Like they might try one day, they don't see the benefits straight away. But the way I see it is, if you were, say, if you were training to run a marathon, you would show up every day and you would train every day. And as time goes on, you would see yourself improve and then you get quicker and you get better. Meditation is the same, but obviously it's not probably as hard as doing a marathon. It's actually really enjoyable, but it's very subtle changes. You need to show up every
Mm.
day, well, almost every day, whenever you feel like you can, and just keep working towards a goal. And then the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So the more you train for your marathon, the easier it's going to get. And the more you show up for that meditation, you're going to get into a meditative state quicker. You're going to experience more benefits. You're going to connect with your intuition more. But you have to get past that first hurdle. Like you have to just start. You have to try it. You have to get out your own way.
Power. Yes. That is so true. You will not see the benefits straight away after meditating for 2 minutes. You probably feel a bit calmer in the moment, but
Mm.
all those benefits we listed off before, they come over time, and it's just about trusting your practice, about not judging your practice either. Like, come and commit to it, show up for yourself, honor yourself, love yourself, give yourself the time because you deserve it. You deserve 5-10 minutes a day to sit with you, spend some time with yourself, clear your mind and feel good after. You deserve that. You deserve to feel good, and this is what meditation does for you. So every day, or maybe not every day if you can't do that, just a few times a week, just show up, just commit to showing up. And not every meditation you're going to really enjoy. Sometimes you're going to find it hard. You're going to be really fidgety. You're going to be like, I've got so much to do, I need to not be doing this, I need to be doing my to-do list. And you won't be that present. And sometimes you'll be so present, you'll have penny drop moments, you'll have breakthroughs, you'll have huge realizations. You might realize you need to dump your rubbish boyfriend, or you might realize you need to quit your job and start a new business or something like that. You will connect to your intuition, and that just comes out. You can't control when that happens. You cannot control when you have a good or a bad meditation. But you just have to not judge your practice, show up for it, and you will receive all the incredible rewards as time goes on. And just start small. Like, if you've never done it before, start with 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You can sit there for 3 minutes and meditate. You absolutely can. If you tell yourself you can't, go and take a look in the mirror, because it's absolute lies. You absolutely can. Start small, 3 minutes, then build it up to 5 minutes. Then 10 minutes will be your minimum that you do. 15 minutes, then you'll get on to be craving like to do a longer meditation, 30 minutes. The more you do, the more you drop into that meditative state quicker. The more you crave it, the easier it is. So yeah, commit to your meditation marathon.
Yeah, I think as well it's about prioritizing. Like if you're someone that says, "Oh, I don't have time to meditate. I get up really early. I do this, I do that." Think about how much time you spend on social media, because 10
Mm.
minutes on social media will go in a blink, like literally a blink. So when you actually think about priorities and you think that all we have is time, I keep hearing this recently when people are like, "Oh, I don't have time," but all we have is time. But all you have to do is prioritize what you want to spend your time on. And meditation is one of those things that is literally going to get you so much further in life and a much happier, creative, fabulous zone. So it's definitely more effective than sitting on social media.
100%. The benefits are phenomenal, as we've said many times in this episode. So if you're thinking, where shall I start? So you give me the tips, you give me the reasons why you love it. You know what breathwork is now. You're ready to go. Where do you go? Well, haven't we just sorted that out for you as well? You all know we've got a website, very exciting. We launched that in December. Love it, loving the website. We've got our affirmation shop on there. We have added a new section to the website of meditations. Yes. So when we said to you, we're going to start a website and we're going to launch something on there that's going to change your life, guess what it is? Everyone guessed meditations, like hardly anyone guessed affirmations. And we thought we will do meditations, but we wanted to start with affirmations. But now the meditations are here. It dropped today on Wednesday. We kept it a secret and we've just done it, and we wanted to launch it with this episode. So go to our website, findingyourfeetpodcast.com, and check it out. The link is in the show notes. We have got the most stunning meditations. We've been meditating for years, so we know what's a good meditation. We know what the techniques are, what the good music is. We know what a beautiful meditation is, a guided one. So we have been inspired over the years and we've created our own, and we cover loads of different topics the same way that the affirmations do. They're all different and specific for whatever you want. We've got 6 meditations, all for different things. We've got self-love, we've got manifesting and visualization, we've got anxiety relief, we've got the perfect day. So you listen to it in the morning, you feel grateful, you think about how you want your day to go, how you want to show up. We've got a nighttime, like wind down meditation to help you, relax at night and have a good sleep. And we've also got one that's just mainly focusing on like stilling the mind and just being present, being calm, being chilled. So it's exciting, guys. You're going to want to get your hands on these. So come and check out the website.
Yeah, we're so excited for you guys to experience these, because as you can tell from this episode, we believe in meditation so much. And I think that's why this feels so great to release these, because we're providing you with that service that we believe in so much and we know it's going to change your life. And yeah, we've really hammered down on the parts of meditation that we think are really, really effective, and like gathered loads of research on what we love. So they're super, super beautiful. So if you're interested, defo go and check them out.
Yeah, because we've tried and tested everything. We've done Headspace, we've done Insight Timer, we've done like meditations from just specific teachers over the years. We've tried a lot of what's on the market, and we found what we think is beautiful, and we've recreated that in our own way, in our own meditation. So absolutely buzzing for you guys to get your hands on them. And if this is the start of your meditation journey and you're starting off with Finding Your Feet meditations, you're in for a treat. You're off to a good start. So don't miss out. Go and have a look. They're digital downloads. You literally shop them on the website. They download straight to your phone or your computer. You just play them off your digital device. They're always there for you. They're always going to be there. You can come back to them whenever you want. And they're great. So don't miss out. Go and check them out.
Also, don't worry, you're not going to be forking out loads of money. They're only $3.99 per meditation. And there's also bundles as well if you do want to get a few different ones.
Yeah, so you can get a couple mixed in to a deal price, so it's cheaper. But yeah, they're $3.99 per meditation, which is the same price as our affirmations. So they're really not much at all, and they're stunning. So enjoy them.
Before we round up the episode, we just have our quote of the week, which I think is just so relevant for this episode. So the quote is, "You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're too busy, you should sit in it for an hour." Banter.
Oh, such a good quote.
Meditation banter. What more could you want?
Exactly, meditation banter. It's so true though. Like when the people are like, "I'm too busy to meditate. I'm too busy to meditate." They're the people that. Oh gosh, just got really excited. Nearly knocked my microphone over. The people that are like, "I'm too busy to meditate," they're the ones that need to meditate, because the reason why, because whenever I get stressed and think I'm too busy, then I meditate for 10 minutes and then I come out of the meditation, I'm like, what do I even need to do? My to-do list is very small. Why was I freaking out so much? So yeah, I love that quote. So good.
Yeah, it's like Ella Ringrose, who we recently had on our podcast. She was saying the other day how life is not supposed to be frantic. You can still be a busy, high-achieving businesswoman, businessman. You can still do everything. You don't actually need to be frantic. You can just meditate in the morning and go about it calmly and enjoy your day.
Exactly. And everyone wants to be around a calm legend. Everyone wants to be around someone with calming energy. It's nice to be around. We need more of it in the world. So be that person. be a calm legend through
Be a
your
calm
meditation.
legend.
But we'll wrap up the episode there. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Really hope that you enjoyed it. Check out the website to get your meditations. Like we said, the sponsor of the podcast is BetterHelp. If you want to know any more information about that, chat to us on Instagram or check the link in the description to get your discount. Come and join our community on Instagram at Finding Your Feet Podcast. That's where we are every single day of the week. You don't need to wait until every Wednesday to hear from us. We're there every day on stories, posting inspirational, positive stuff. So come and follow us on there, join our community, chat to us in the DMs. We love speaking to you guys, hearing what you think about the podcast. We've got our little group of finders and we love chatting to you on Instagram. So come and join us on there. Hit subscribe if you listen on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review for your chance to be featured in the review of the week next week. Hit follow if you're listening on Spotify so you never miss an episode. And if you liked listening to this but you'd love to watch it, you can watch all our episodes as well now on YouTube. Our channel name is Finding Your Feet, the podcast. Link is in the show notes, so go and subscribe on there. We've also got a mailing list. We email you every Monday morning with a positive, wisdom-filled email. No marketing, just some good positivity to start off your week. So if you want to join the mailing list, link is in the show notes as well. And I think that's it, guys. So thank you so much for listening and we will see you next week.
Bye.